Welcome everybody to today's message. This is just like a general kind of collective message that I'm having come through. It very much feels like if you resonate with having a strong feminine energy, the intention for these videos is that they reach the people that it would be most helpful for, it would be a service to. And I am getting a strong message coming through that if you are of a embodying a strong feminine energy, is that you do have I guess, like, I don't want to say a divine counterpart in terms of I don't want it to be related to they are necessarily the one or the person you'll be with for the rest of your life. I'm not really here to kind of sell you on something that may not have any real long-term substance to it, although it definitely feels like it has the potential it could go that way. But I was getting the Angus and Julia Stone song come through, the Big Jet Plane song, and it very much feels like this person who's coming in for you is very attracted to a type of softness that you have. And when I talk about like the masculine and the feminine here, it doesn't have to be that you're a woman having like a man necessarily come in, but maybe more that you are just more open and just content in your being, just being able to be. And that this person is more in an energy of kind of knowing what they want or being focused on something and taking active action towards it in terms of like masculine. So just take whatever resonates there. Everyone's situation will be different. This is a timeless reading, so whenever this like comes across your feed or you find it, this should still resonate for you. All of my videos are timeless. Okay. Also, if this sounds like you are this person sort of spotting someone and wanting to take action towards them, it is also possible that you could be on the other side of this, so flip the energy if you need to. But it looks like some of you are coming out of a period of like conflict or stepping away from some type of drama, but you're very like self-assured. You're very strong in who you are in your personhood. And I feel like you have actually spotted someone that you are curious about, to say the least, let alone interested in, that you could potentially take action towards them. And so for some of you, this is very much like, being female in the physical form, but having like a strong masculine energy. And if it's not that, it's more like kind of those qualities that I described about being like self-assured, but there's also like a strong passion here. So it's like the reignition of passion in life, or looking for those things. And I think seeing a person who, it's weird because it's kind of like, on one hand, you are emanating out this same energy, but then on the other hand, there's something about connecting with this person is drawing you out of the competition to a space where you seemingly are a cut above the rest. And I feel like you would have a strong presence here that would have a tendency to draw people in. And I do feel like there is something about you that is perceivably untouchable, but also like ready to engage, like readily available to engage if you so choose to. So just take what resonates there. But I feel like this person has probably come out of like a really like long time of hermitude, or like learning, or inner journeying or introspection, or a time of like isolation, or even whether it's like they went through a time where it's like they were withdrawn from society potentially, or they were on some type of like inner voyage where they were like, maybe that it is that introspection thing, but it's like of deep learning about themselves. And I feel like they are coming out of this period of hermitude with like a great wisdom, and they will have many things, like there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom here that can be passed on if you so align with it and choose to kind of be open to it. And I don't know if that's necessarily the thing that has you attracted to this person, is that they like embody this wisdom or anything. I think it's like part of this person's greater qualities, like just one kind of smaller contributing factor. But I think there's other qualities about this person that you actually actually really like that have you attracted. And one of them is that this person could be quite endearing. And I think that you appreciate this person having this kind of like nous or ability to go it alone if they need to. And it's almost like a softness turned independence to protect that softness. And what it's like, I don't know how to describe it in a real world way on the spot, but what I think of is that I look at an animal like a domesticated dog as a pet, you know, in Australia, that's pretty common, that they are endearing and they're very loyal and they love your company and they want to be with you and they want to do things with you. And there's like a softer nature, sometimes playful, but this feels like a soft nature in this person. And then if you, as an owner, were in some way providing an environment that was hurtful to this pet dog, that this pet dog, it would eventually get painful enough that they would up and leave, that they would like go their own way, they would leave the family or the household, and they would sort of, even though they kind of feel vulnerable or like they are softer because they are like domesticated, it's not like they're a wild wolf anymore, they're still willing to go it alone and grow in that independence. Maybe they grow some of their like teeth back. Maybe there's a learning to stand up for themselves or get a little bit more fierce in their stance. I feel like this person's nature overall is still generally quite soft. And I'm not saying, when I say that they're soft, they might not physically come off soft. Like they might be like a full, if they are in the masculine form, like a full-bodied sort of built man. I don't know what that looks like for you. It's going to be different for everyone. This person could still have quite masculine features, doesn't, whatever the gender. But it's like, deep down, they're just a big softie, and I feel like a really good person. They have very good intent. I feel like they are more focused on themselves and how they can better improve their lives than they are about other people and getting caught into anything. So I think you're attracted to the fact that they're willing to go, that they're willing to, there's like a couple of things here. They're not willing to put up with disrespect. So I think that's like a big tick for you. You're like not willing to put up with disrespect. You're not willing to be partaking in a part of a group where people don't really have others' best interests at heart. So basically it feels like you might be attracted to this person, not just like being compliant or not being a doormat, not being a stepping stone, not being complicit. Is it complicit? Not being, I don't know. It's like you like the fact that this person would write their own story. You like the fact that this person is ever learning, or they're still growing, or that they have like a deeper purpose, or they have their own path. I think you just like the fact that this person is their own person. I think that's what it really comes down to. And if you can't see that now, I feel like the more you would get to know them, I think you may uncover that that's part of what it is. It's like you value the fact that they are themselves. They're not just going to fall a part of a crowd because that's the popular thing to do, okay? And so I think you do see there is something special about this person, something that they carry within themselves that is actually quite special as well. There's not many people that are like this person. And I feel like they've had the choice to be really opportunistic and go kind of, explore life, whether that was like when they were younger or that they could at any point in time have that option. And they'd probably be pretty adept at like doing whatever they wanted to, but this person still chooses like a higher path, or they still choose themselves, or they still choose like a higher moral or something like that. So I think you can see that it would be quite, there's something about that seems to be attractive. And it's mostly about this person's willing to follow their own, I don't know, what is it? Like their own, they are their own person anyway. And so I think this person, when they first come out of this period of time, I think they see you. I think they've always seen you. I think you've always probably been in the back of their mind, or at different time over the years or the months. I don't know how long you've known this person. It does feel like a longer term thing. But so yeah, a person that you've always known, but maybe nothing ever like kicked off or anything like that. And I do need to say, for a lot of you in this collective, this isn't just like one person, although I'm specifically at the moment talking about one person. For a lot of you, you're actually, there's like quite a few people that think of you this way or flip the energy, vice versa. But it seems like there's multiple people here that seem to be interested in you, or that you are like a potential interest for them, whatever that looks like. So coming out of this period, there might be like an unwillingness to kind of look up from whatever it is they're experiencing or have experienced. And I heard hardships. So this person's probably, maybe they have gone it alone in some way, and they know that you're there. They've always known that you're there, and they're kind of unwilling to look up. They're like almost, I don't want to say that they're scared to engage, but I feel like, I don't know if there's a self-worth issue here, or if it's like they feel like they would be a burden, or there's something where it's like they may not feel attractive to you. They may not see how they would be valued to you. They may, the thing, I don't feel like that they've put you on a pedestal either. I don't feel like there's any kind of unrealistic stuff going on here. I just, for some of them, they just might not be at capacity. Some of them kind of need to get to the end of whatever this journey is. It's like they're coming out of this hard time, and they just need that moment to kind of rest and recuperate, and maybe just be around you a bit longer, and maybe like have fun, or like have a chance to be out of this hermitude. It's like they're getting more comfortable and more acquainted with society. And so the more that this happens, the more I think you would notice that they are probably coming back to a place where all that sort of stuff is an option to them, as in like, you know, actually looking up instead of like the 1 foot in front of them at a time. It's like they're going to look up. They're going to see who's in front of them. They might be more likely to entertain something. They might be a little bit more flirty, or like spontaneous, or like willing to engage in something with you. Like, and the thing is that if you ask them to hang out or spend time together at this point in time, I don't think that they would necessarily decline you. They just might want to do it in a specific way, or it might make them feel a bit out of their comfort zone, and they don't want to make you feel awkward, and they don't want to like kind of, it's like this person would rather wait a month and just make sure that they feel good within themselves, the more that they're like warming up to coming back into society. It feels like this person's being reintroduced into society. So they could have, and I don't mean that they've necessarily gone to jail or some type of institution for a while. I'm not saying that's off the cards either. But it's more of a case that this person has withdrawn from society. They may have like really had to go through a time where they've like stepped away from people or something like that. It's like they very much have had to be their own light in the dark as they have kind of traversed some type of situation. And so it's like they have been used to being on their own for a while now, that to them it's almost uncomfortable to kind of be around people. And especially because I think that you would be like a quick or intelligent person. And when I say quick, I mean like quick-witted, or like, you know, quick with conversation or something like that. And I'm not saying that this person is not, but it's kind of like they're at capacity where they know that they just can't give the energy or the attention that it would really need. Like they don't want to feel like they are the lackluster in what could be really good banter or something like that. And so they're still kind of head down focused at the moment. But I feel like the closer that they get to you, the more they'll see like your light emanate out or something like that. And for some of you, it is, I feel like you're doing a good job, even though I talked about like, depending what side of this you're on, just take what resonates. You may want to take action, but you're like knowing your worth, and you're just letting them, waiting for like more of like a natural meeting or a natural coming together. Yeah. For some of you, this could, both sides of what I've talked about so far could actually be what you embody, where you like normally are really fiery and fun and all of that sort of stuff, and you are like really attractive and emanating out some type of attractive quality. You could be quite quick and everything. But it's like you've still been, maybe that's like more your natural nature or how you engage with people or the beauty of you in some way, but you've like been coming out of this time of hermitude, and so it's like you're still getting reacquainted with society and being social or something like that. And it's like the two parts of yourself coming together to kind of get back in sync and kind of be union within yourself between that masculine and feminine energy that we all carry and embody, like bring them back into balance. So like on one side it's like, yeah, I don't know, not engaging with things that no longer serve us, and then on the other side we're not going out and trying to like look for things, but we're just being. And so there's like a nice balance there of how that comes together. But for others of you, I feel like this person, they would want to take you out and have fun. They would have a lot to offer you in terms of like good times. I think that you guys would really like each other and get along well. And I feel like one person's probably a bit more grounded, down to earth, and has like a kind of softness. It's like a soft earth. It's like a feminine earth energy, where it's like really, really nourishing. But then this other person is maybe a bit more quick and fun. And like a little bit more, I don't want to say out there, but they're just more like willing to kind of engage with the world. And they're a bit more lively or something like that. And so when you come together, it's like a really nice balance. It's like a nice harmony. You guys kind of, I don't feel like there's a dampening out in terms of the earth energy. I feel like it's enough to just like ground it and make it really wholesome. And that this fire energy is like really engaging and kind of brings the earth back to life. You know, when like a bushfire sets off and it kind of, you know, it burns off all of the waste. And so the earth is renewed and allows new growth to come through. It's also like, I think, very nourishing when the two come together. Yeah. Okay, anything else? More cards. Oh yeah, and we have double hermit too. So this is like just a quick call on zodiacs. I did already talk about like feminine earth, but I very much have like fire and earth signs here, specifically like Virgo and Leo, but you don't have to have either of these placements. It's just kind of the energy of that we're having come through, and could be extra confirmation for some people. But I feel like on one hand, you or this person could be a little bit like weary of engaging, just because of like the track record is like maybe having relationships where relationships just tend to come with a level of conflict no matter who the person is, because like you're both human and it's just a relationship, and it may just seem like a lot of juggling or being unbalanced that you're just not really interested in. Like it might just seem harder than it needs to be. And then on the other side of it here, there's also this like, you know, having had the experiences that you've had in life and just being very like settled and very comfortable and having good structures and routines and everything like that. And it's like trying to meet somewhere in the middle between all the things that you could want in life if you thought about everything that you wanted, and then where you're at being comfortable or being easy. And there's something here to be said that like maybe there is a call here for you to spend a little bit more time going inwards. It's like you're coming out of this, I don't know, you could be on either side of this, right? But even if you're not necessarily representative of this person who's been in hermitude or a type of isolation or on their own kind of introspective journey, there is something here where you, the viewer, still need to kind of uncover something about yourselves. Like you're maybe not just quite ready. So it's like, but I feel like this person would give you time and space. So I don't think that it's a case that you shouldn't necessarily engage with them, like until you've worked out whatever this is or kind of had some type of revelation, you know, within yourself. But for some of you, I feel like you're trying to find your own value still. There's very much like a self-worth value that you are still looking for I feel like it's right under your nose too, like it's always been there, or maybe you've like gotten so close to it that like all you would have to do is like turn your head slightly and it would be right in front of you, but it's like hard because you don't know what direction to head in because it's so unknown to you. It's like, what I want to show you is like, she's got a torch and she's like, you know, moving through the darkness here. And there's something here where it's like, it could just be right in front of you and you're just not like, maybe it's slightly to the side or something. But there's also something here to say that it's like, the torch itself is the self-worth. So like, for some of you, it's like you project the good parts of yourself out onto other people and you think other people are the same as you. But there's something here where it's like, instead of projecting what we are onto other people, these good qualities, it's like, what if we just shone the torch back on ourselves and we were like, oh, I am these good qualities, I am this person. And then you allow that to kind of fill yourself up. It's almost like we've been so busy looking outside of ourselves or everywhere else or on this journey or like trying to work things out, but we're trying to work them out in a way that's more about other people and external to ourselves. And it's like losing the potency of that inner work. It's like there's something that's like right under our nose and we're so close to it. Like we literally have it in our hand, but we still can't quite see it. So it's like, it is shifting that outward focus back inwards, but it's like taking everybody else out of the equation. And it's like, I think there's something here in that key of that projection thing. So when you look at other people and you may have, whatever your story is, doesn't matter. You could resonate with like thinking, maybe let's say that you don't realize that other people have ill intention sometimes or agendas or something like that, and you're just trying to make your way through the world because this feels quite innocent. Like your energy feels quite innocent, or this person's energy feels quite innocent, where it's like, because of that innocence, you think that everyone else is so innocent. But really, what we need to do is look at the lens in which we're viewing the world through and realize that is, if we've had no other indicator in our life of qualities that are representative of our true selves, like you may have felt like mislabeled a lot by people or something like that, like people didn't really understand you. And I don't know whether people did or not. That's not really what this reading is about, but it's more about the fact that what you have seen come up in other people, what people have said to you, it's not really accurate. It's not an accurate reflection. So it's like being called to say, when we assume that people are so innocent, we need to go, why do I think everyone's so innocent? Why do I think that people couldn't have an agenda or something? You know, why do I think everyone's the same? Like, where does that come from? Where's that lens come from? And it's like, it comes from us. So it's like, if you think that everyone's like innocent and then you get caught out, you know, because of that belief, why do you have that belief? Well, it's because like, I don't have an agenda with people. And then it's like, boom, that's part of like this fundamental part of who you are. That's really beautiful, is that you are this person who doesn't need to operate with an agenda, that you do navigate the world and social situations with a real innocence and just like a genuine wanting, like real connection. And so, you know, yes, it kind of, we have to acknowledge the reality that not everyone around us is the same as us, and sometimes that can be confronting. I don't feel like you guys would be scared of that. I feel like you're ready for that. But if you're having trouble finding these good qualities about yourself that you can kind of put some self-worth in, that is, you're not going to get this through external validation. You need to be the person to shine a light on it. That could be a good way that you could do that. I feel like it would be really helpful for you. And I think if you can do that, there's something here where it's like, you're going to show up in a bit more of a confident energy. You're going to show up a little bit more bold. You're going to show up with a little bit more perceivably, it's like more weight in your words, or like, it's like you are going to feel more confident and ecstatic or energetic because you put more stock in yourself as a human being than like other people. It's like having a stronger sense of self as well, and not letting people rock you because it's like you know who you are. Yeah. Okay. There's nothing else that I have for you for today's message. So, guys, I hope that this is a good one. I really like this energy. I feel like some of you are coming a mile, and even if you don't resonate with having been out on your own, it's like, I don't know, there's definitely been great journeys here, but there also could be someone really good coming in, or someone good paying attention to you if you're not on, you know, the other side of that, where you've got your eye on someone and you're just sort of waiting to see what happens with them. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in another one.